A lady in IKEA found 62 bags of human remains, and just like IKEA, it comes with no instructions, and you have to assemble it yourself.
Hello, welcome Red Spotters. Now here is your podcast.
Here is Red Spotlight Entertainment number 293.
It's just another podcast.
It's just another podcast. We have a new member on our side. Her name is Katia Lopez. Say hello.
Hi, people.
Tell us about yourself, Kat.
Okay, well, I think of myself as a calm person most of the time, so please don't try to get me mad. It's gonna end bad for you. If you don't believe me, ask my older sister. She hates me sometimes. I tend to like drawing a lot. Prefer to listen to music. If it has a really good violin in it, you'll won me over. And, well, like, the reason why they want me here is because I love Marvel. People, I love it. So, if you want to talk Deadpool, I'm your gal.
Not just Marvel, but she's also a avid Whovian. Am I correct?
You certainly are, sir.
All right. Today in our lineup, we're going to be talking about all the stuff that's coming on and all that shit that's, being poured upon us by Marvel and all that stuff. While DC is over in the little corner crying their eyes out. We're going to be doing a Civil War predictions. We're going to be doing a run through about Infinity Wars.
And we're everything about the MCU, my friend. Everything.
And I remember this time. Okay, I remember this time to give you a spoiler
yes,
implication because I know in the past we have gone through a lot of stuff and probably everybody has gotten
in trouble for that.
In trouble for that because they were like this. Oh wait, I didn't see the movie. You spoiled it. Thanks. Ass.
So it's going to be a very spoiler heavy today.
It's going to be a spoiler heavy review of Marvel's Age of Ultron.
Wow.
And the ticket doesn't stop there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, don't stop me now. We are going to be talking about Doctor Who Season 8, or how the Britons call it. It's called Series.
It's what, please?
It's Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
And then we're gonna ask the most important question about Series 9. Is Jenna Coleman leaving after this?
That is a big one.
That is a huge question because she has been killing it as Clara, and we want to know if she's going to continue on her run throughout Peter Capaldi's run, like Elizabeth Sladen did with Tom Baker, And also, we're going to ask the age-old question to answer all of our listeners' question. Who is our favorite Doctor and why we love him so much, and we're just going to geek out on why we love that. And also on the news, we're going to be talking about Muppets back on Access TV. We're going to be talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, and Once Upon a Time renewed for another season. And also we're going to be talking about our likes about each and every little thing like that. And after that, we're going to talk about the full Beauty and the Beast cast, in which was revealed. And so without further ado, this is Red Spotlight. Hello, Kevin Feige. We're going to talk about further Marvel movies in the Marvel lineup. What do you think about that?
About what's coming up?
I mean, we have Ant-Man, Captain America: Civil War.
You can stop there. That's the one that has my attention. Captain America: Civil War.
But come on, like Thor Ragnarok. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Oh, really? Okay.
Loki killing Thor is supposed to happen in that one.
Really?
That's according to how the movies, because Ragnarok is in the Nordic mythology, the end of the world and the beginning of it again.
Oh, I'm excited for that one as well. But I think for me, being a fan of Captain America, he's my favorite Avenger, and The Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. I want this to make sure that it's a Captain America story first and foremost, but I am so excited that it's going to be pretty much Avengers 2.3 to an extent, because how many, Kyle? Who's going to be in the movie now? Please lay it all out.
We have supposedly Asa Butterfield coming out as a Spider-Man in that. We have Mark Ruffalo supposedly,
as reported
coming back
morning.
as
amazing.
Hulk. I mean,
Hawkeye, Black Widow, Iron Man, the Falcon, War Machine,
Witch.
the Vision.
The Vision, yeah. I mean, everybody is essentially coming back except for Thor. I could picture Thor in the corner, and he's just, crying.
I'm pretty sure he left the hammer in Earth just so he can go back.
I don't see the point of having Thor there. I mean,
it's because it's not supposed to. He's at that point in the timeline. He's supposed to be having that fight in Ragnarok with I think Loki.
Yeah.
So,
and I believe right now is at the end of Age of Ultron. He's the one that's supposed to be tracking down Thanos, or at least leading up to it, because
true. That's how he was talking about. Plus, he technically is the Vision's little father. If you think about it,
he's the baby daddy.
He's Thor daddy right there. People, no. Not only that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what started it. Loki got mad. You get to keep your child, but I don't.
I mean, obviously, the big event is Infinity War, but Marvel Phase 3, when you have, of course, Ragnarok and Civil War on their own, are big movies.
I mean, but not only...
There's also the Guardians of the Galaxy second part. How could I forget that one? It's also going to be setting up for, I think, at least the second part.
Yes.
I don't know which one yet. I think it's the second part.
I know that, Director James Gunn has said that we're reading too much into the fact that the Guardians will cross over with the Avengers, but come on.
You know that they're going to go do it.
True. I mean, they already showed that one of the stones was in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The Mind Stone. I think
exactly. That was the Mind Stone? I thought the Mind Stone was the one with the Vision.
Yeah, that's the same one.
No. The Guardians. It was the Power Stone, wasn't it?
The Power Stone.
The Power Stone.
Yeah. My mistake.
You're forgiven.
Not only yes, Alexis,
Thank you.
You are forgiven.
Look at me getting schooled on MCU material.
This is great.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
But not only that, I mean, we already have set up for the next Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have, and then also just think about it, because it's pretty much set in stone that Asa Butterfield is going to play Spider-Man, right? Mm-hmm. So I can't wait to see his take on the web slinger.
I mean, let's just take a second to breathe and appreciate Black Panther, Spider-Man, not even mentioning Captain Marvel, and the Inhumans.
And the Inhumans. Chloe Bennett.
Yeah, but I mean, just appreciate and I think at the end of Captain America, Baron von Strucker said this well, we are living in the age of miracles when all of these movies are coming out.
Also, the Doctor Strange movie was coming out.
With Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh my goodness, that man is beautiful in the way he portrays characters.
I think at this point,
there is no better person I think who
we're all
portray
Cumberbitches, right?
We're all Cumberbitches. That's what we are.
I am a proud Cumberbitch. I am proud about it. I am not sad to say that. You can laugh it up.
No,
it's
no,
true.
it's great. Yeah,
it's great.
But you know what? Just when we're talking about this, there is something about Civil War that made me sad yesterday. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but there was a report that there's a funeral scene and that it was Peggy Carter's funeral for Civil War, and because Emily Van Camp is going to come back as Sharon Carter, Agent 13, and she was seen in that funeral as well, and that really breaks my heart because for me, I ship Captain America and Peggy Carter still. Even
okay,
it's a beautiful love story.
I know.
imagine the doctor comes and he's like saying, "Come on, you get to see Peggy, young one more
He
time."
showed me a picture of that on Tumblr, I think it was, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know. I think if he got to choose between seeing Peggy one more time or seeing Bucky, he would choose Bucky.
probably, yeah. But
It's
Bucky's
not
alive.
nothing because he didn't love Peggy enough. It's just Bucky was his brother.
Oh, and Bucky is coming back, just to confirm, for Captain America 3.
Bucky,
yes.
Kentucky.
Oh,
Yes.
Bucky.
Bucky, Kentucky!
Remember that from Hannah
Bucky,
Montana?
Kentucky! Oh my god. This is Hannah Montana reference, if you didn't get it.
Oh my
old
God, I have
school.
not heard that in forever.
You're brilliant, Kyle. That
What,
was...
what else do we need? Do we need because we have Elizabeth Olsen already in the MCU. Mm-hmm. I think we need a revival of the Mary-Kate and Ashley Avengers that came out in the 90s. Resurgence. But anyway, that's just me. I think that all this...
We didn't talk about Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. I mean,
Yes. I think that he is the perfect choice. I mean, because we saw him in the movie 42.
42.
And
And
he
it's
was
here somewhere.
and he was incredible
Right there.
as Jackie Robinson.
Uh-huh.
But just imagine him as the ruler of Wakanda. That would be the epitome of what he is.
I'm assuming that Andy Serkis is going to come back as Claw.
Yes, because Claw and Black Panther are
With no arm this time?
Oh yeah, with no arm. No, he'll have like a bionic arm now.
Okay.
That's why they call him Claw.
Oh, origin story. Didn't know about it.
That's why they call him Claw. So anyway, back to the thing. And also Captain Marvel.
It's Carol Danes, right? Carol Danvers is what the character name is, right?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel?
I think I don't know about you guys, but I think Emily Kinney, the girl who played Beth Green in Walking Dead, should play Captain Marvel.
I completely agree. I've seen how she portrayed the character in The Walking Dead, and I thought it was really nice. She gave pretty good depth for it. And I mean, come on, she literally is kind of like a human version of the character from the comics. I've seen the movie, the picture reference next to each other, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
She should play it.
And I believe she was either on The Flash or Gotham recently. Which show was that? Or Arrow?
The Flash.
The Flash, right?
Yeah.
So she's played comic book, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work against her favor because the DC universe TV shows are not in the movie universe. So she can definitely do that and then do Captain Marvel. I think Emily Kinney,
the only series right now that has actually been said that is in the same universe as it has been the Daredevil. It's actually in the same timeline.
But the Devil is Marvel.
Also,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Also, in an interview with Brian Cox, the guy who's playing Daredevil.
That's not Brian Cox. It's
Brian.
It's Charlie.
Charlie.
Cox.
Okay,
I know
sorry.
it because I saw Theory of Everything again. He's in Theory of Everything.
Oh,
Mr.
really?
Daredevil. He's the guy that Jane Hawking ends up with.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I'm not. Yeah. Charlie Cox. That British
Just so
Charlie
you
Cox.
people know
I
this
have
is all
to
going
take
over my
another
head.
You need to see it.
Yeah, now I really want to see it.
And there's also a Doctor Who reference, which don't spoil in that movie. But
Spoilers.
I'm sorry,
Calm
but yeah.
down, Riva. Calm down.
Okay,
But I think that Charlie Cox
Yes.
was asked in an interview, would he be interested in making a cameo appearance in Captain America: Civil War?
Yeah.
And I think that would be an incredible cameo right there. I mean, just to tie it all in together, I think that would be perfect.
I think also a little bit of added bonus is just confirming that you and I were discussing the other day about the first Avengers, Captain America's butt.
Yeah.
That close up, that wasn't Chris Evans' butt. That was a stunt double who also is the same stunt double for Charlie Cox on Daredevil.
So
That's
Now
the
I
same-
need to see it. Thank
Yes.
you. I need to see that butt again. It was a beautiful butt. When he was punching the bag, his butt jiggled. That's how I can describe it. How you guys like to see the girl's butt move, or like Scarlett Johansson when she's in her whole
Julio,
suit.
Julio. That's
But her
Julio.
whole suit,
Julio.
I admit she looks beautiful and her butt looks amazing. Her figure itself, she's a beautiful person as it is, regular clothes or not.
Scarlett Johansson is literally Julio's forte, you know?
And just to be clear here, we've seen Avengers 3 times, but the last time the three of us saw it together was in 3D, and Julio included. And I remember being sitting next to him, and we watched it in 3D, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that scene where Mark Ruffalo accidentally is pushed on her breasts in 3D, and looking at Julio's face, he was just all smiles. During that scene.
He was like,
So
damn.
was I. Okay, that's like literally the depiction of what a guy would like to have happen accidentally, and the
In
girl
3D.
and 3D, and the girl technically, like us girls, I'm gonna say this: if that ever happened, it's probably us more amused at how badly a guy reacts when that happens.
I know.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
We later changed the podcast from Red Spotlight Entertainment to the Ass Forecast.
I mean, as you can see here, we're having a great discussion about all things Marvel, but let's really get into Age of Ultron.
Age of
Oh
Ultron.
God,
It is
please.
okay. Age of Ultron and the way that it formed. I mean, it is not better than the Avengers, but it is definitely
The next
as
best
good.
thing. Yeah, the next best thing, I'd say so. I mean, it's hard to replicate the magic that
Because-
it was seeing those things on screen, the Avengers themselves for the first time.
And you also have to think about it, because they're not bringing magic technically, even if Wanda was in the movie. In the first Avengers movie, Loki, who is technically one of the few characters that are personified as magic users, appeared. So it's going to be a big difference, because they're going to bring Ultron, who is a robot that's trying to control everything.
But the true magic of just seeing those Avengers together for the first time, the chemistry that they had.
It shows you that like some time has passed between the Winter Soldier and that movie, that they actually are working so well together that they don't even need to communicate sometimes.
I mean, in the first movie, I mean, just remember that shot when they were all coming down and they had that prayer circle, you know, and they were all together.
Yep.
And I think that was just one of the most brilliant shots in cinema history. Just seeing them all together, and just the fact that it actually happened.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
that's what I'm going to say. The true significance of the Avengers and the legacy is that it was the first time. It was the passing of the test that Marvel was trying to set for themselves. That proved that a cinematic universe can work if done right.
Yeah.
And the Avengers really set the place for what we are now. If it was not for the Avengers being so successful, all of these movies would not happen. I think that movie has a place in cinematic history. I mean, it's no reason why. It's just behind Titanic and Avatar as the third highest grossing movie of all time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and also its predecessor is crawling its way up the.
Its successor, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crawling its way up down the Spider-Man web.
Don't say that Age of Ultron was a disappointment, because
No, because it's not supposed to be the same.
Exactly.
It's like same baseline story, I'm gonna say, because that's how it's supposed to be.
I'm getting a call from Kevin Feige as we speak. I need to pick this up. I'm sorry. Continue.
Anyway, but just the interaction between all the characters for the first time was just amazing.
Yeah, it shows like you get to see like the little differences they have as the movie goes in the first Avenger movies, and it was kind of beautiful because it shows that they're human.
Yeah, or inhuman.
Or inhuman, I guess, if you're in the way. Thor.
It was just a beautiful process in seeing that done. I mean, we knew that the Avengers would be coming from the very first scene with Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury when he came to Tony Stark in his house, and he said, "I'm Nick Fury. I'm going to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative."
It was beautiful. And then it just continues on from there, showing you that it can be done. That a whole movie based on a group of superheroes can be done, and it was beautifully done.
Yeah, and it was something that nobody has ever done before. You know, like putting a congruent storyline with every single movie.
It's only been like TV shows that have done this, and it's like a series, which is kind of like expected that it would happen like that. But like a movie itself, like setting up little snippets here and there in each movie, referencing to the next upcoming movie or the previous one with just little comments. It was mind-blowing.
Thank you, post-credit scenes.
I was just talking to Kevin Feige, and he gave us his formal apology for not giving us a second post-end credit scene at the end of the movie, which I think we should have gotten.
I think it should have been, instead of them eating shawarma, I think it should have been them eating a Big Mac.
They should have. I think that was enough time to give us Loki. I wanted to see Loki at least just for one spot in there.
You're speaking to my fangirl right now. I am literally... I'm gonna say this, and I'm saying it proudly. I am completely and utterly obsessed with Loki and his story in the movies. Because if you think about it, Loki in the movies as they go, he's not a bad character. He's not a villain. Even if he was portrayed as one villain in the Avengers.
A big reason because of that is, I mean, Tom Hiddleston just brings so much more. He's a Shakespearean actor, and he
made the phase where he makes that like insane smile. It was just and a lot of fangirls died at that point.
And he literally made Loki a Shakespearean villain. Mm-hmm. You know, and what he did, and the way that he manipulated the character in such a way. I was honestly counting down when I was watching the Avengers for the first time. When am I gonna see Loki? Mm-hmm. Because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go and watch Age of Ultron.
Because, like, at the end of the Thor movie, was it? When they go and take the professor,
Dr. Selvig?
Selvig. Loki appear, and it looks like he's controlling Selvig.
Yeah.
So that's what leads you to wanting to see the Avengers even more when you know, like, part of who the villain is. But you also have to remember that every Marvel movie has double villain. Yeah. The first one that is portrayed and that shows up, and when they've beaten, the real big villain appears, or at least is spoken of.
I mean, let me have to refer to this. I mean, Ultron. Have we talked about Ultron yet? I think this is a big part. We need to get into him. But before we get into like what we love about him, let's just be clear. Who made Ultron? Who really made Ultron?
Comic book wise, I can't remember the name, but it wasn't Tony.
No, but in the movie.
In the movie. Technically, no one made Ultron. Ultron was... they were trying to get the information out of the stone. And if you remember how the movie goes, Tony never... and Banner never succeeded.
They don't succeed.
So technically, Ultron built itself.
But
Jarvis was also there. So if you think about it, like Jarvis left the information there, saved it, and tried to continue on it, because that's what Tony built. Loki. Sorry, too many characters in my head. Jarvis to do for him to help him figure out what he did wrong.
But just, I mean, picture it. I mean, at the end of the movie, Thor says, someone has been orchestrating this. Who do you think manipulated the construction of Ultron? Come on.
Yeah.
Who is it? We can say it. Who is it? Kyle?
Thanos.
It's gotta be Thanos.
Yes, he loves being in the background. I mean, all the time. He never rose from his throne. We've only ever seen cameos of him talking.
He's a couch potato.
I mean,
that's what all of us, if we were villains, would love to do.
And you see Strax in the corner. I am offended.
Love Strax. Well, no, we'll get to Doctor Who.
We'll get to Doctor Who in a bit.
But I mean, it's described perfectly when he, at the end of the movie, it's like, fine, I'll do it myself.
It's literally, that's the thing. If you want something done right, do it yourself.
I mean, to me, I think that Thanos is like the emperor of the universe because he is controlling and he is literally pulling the strings.
Just to be clear,
but you guys know the reason why he's actually trying to get the stones, right?
Yeah,
the Infinity Gauntlet.
No, but why he wants the gauntlet?
Well, comic book wise, he would know. I don't know.
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanos is trying to destroy all the worlds because he wants Lady Death.
Lady Death.
Yes, Lady Death is an actual character in comic book wise for the Marvel, and he is so completely and utterly in love with her, and she set him the task to kill people. But she doesn't believe that he would actually do it because technically she's in love with Deadpool. She is the one, but he's the one person that she could never have. And same
Do you
for
think
Deadpool.
they'll use Lady Death in the
I don't
movies?
think so because they're trying to put forth the Infinite Gauntlet, but Lady Death itself is very vague, and
then there's that Deadpool connection.
and Thanos literally does meet Deadpool one time at the same time as Lady Death, and Lady Death completely disses Thanos to be with Deadpool.
It's all jumbled up here. But going back to Ultron here, what was your favorite part about Ultron?
My favorite part, literally my favorite scene with Ultron was the part where he was flying the Quinjet, right? And then he was flying the Quinjet, and then all of a sudden you don't see Ultron at all, but you see Hulk land into the Quinjet, and then he's like, "Oh, for God's sakes!" and he just rips him out.
No, he catapults into that shit.
Yeah,
and then
he just yanks him out of the ship.
Oh, for God's sakes! I mean, that was
Okay,
I mean, he literally is. He's literally a more pessimistic version of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I like the part where he was like when he got Thor and he grabbed him. He's like, "Thor, you're bothering me." And then I love the part where he cuts off Aleister Claw's arm, and he's like saying, "Do not compare me to Tony Stark." And he cuts off his arm. He's like this. Oh my God! I am so. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be okay.
It was hilarious. That's literally like Tony's like face right there.
But I mean, yeah, that's also a good thing about the face because the motion capture was superb. I mean, capturing the emotion on a robotic figure like him.
I mean, I thought that they were going to go with this route, that they were going to have him like a mouth simulator, like Zurg did in Toy Story,
which he had for the first scene.
But then towards the finale to the climax, that he would be in a Ultron Prime outfit, and I think that was the route that they were going with, and I didn't expect to see Ultron be in his Prime outfit so early.
I think we have to establish this here. What was done correctly. It was great that Andy Serkis was there, not just for Ulysses Claw, but you can tell that he clearly had a hand in the whole Ultron motion capture and the Hulk, because they both look so realistic. You can't for a minute. You can't say to yourself that's not really there. You feel that it's actually.
I mean, when you see Hulk, you see the crow's feet on his eyes, the bags under his eyes, and then you see 5 o'clock shadow, and individual pores on his face, and that just made him more human or inhuman.
You really love that, don't you?
Dude.
I love that pun.
Oh my goodness! But wasn't this a movie? What were your favorite
Brought to you by Taco Bell.
Gosh, I mean, joke after joke after joke. I mean, one of the things that just land throughout the entire movie, which was done.
I think the thing that I love the most about how fans, because there are certain leagues that always come to fans here and there, and Tumblr kind of set us up for Clint has a farm. I kept waiting through the whole movie when the farm would come relevant, and
Did Tumblr spoil that? That's why I'm against Tumblr. That's why I don't go on there.
But
no. But it's because a lot of comic book readers know these things. So technically, we don't have much spoilers. We have comic book readers that tell us what might be or might not be.
But you saw the farm coming in the list.
It's the comments that make you think, okay, is it going to be relevant? Is it not? Or it's just a random comment that has happened in the comic book.
But I think the farm was a really well played MacGuffin, because when you saw him enter the farm, and then you saw him introduced to the family and all that stuff, it set him up to die.
Exactly. I was like,
I mean that scene when they leave the farm in the early morning, and that just the look that she's giving that thing, it's like,
he's not coming back.
You're not coming back.
He's not coming back. Dude, I was like, you better not kill Clint. You better not kill Clint. I was like, you don't kill him, please. He has a family. He said he was going to come back.
I did not see that the first time. The second and third times I saw it, it was like, oh, damn, he's going to die. But then
you didn't see that?
I was focused.
But then
I guess
Quicksilver sacrificed himself.
He in this movie he set himself up like as a position of I'm gonna be nanny Clint for the rest of the Avengers. I'm gonna make them feel better.
He was
about
the
what
emotional
happened.
crutch for everybody.
Exactly, but that was because mainly in the first Avenger movie he was the one that needed them.
Yeah.
When in the first one of my favorite scenes of the whole Age of Ultron was I have to say it's easily in my top 3 favorite scenes in Age of Ultron. It is where you see Scarlet Witch and she's cowarding, you know, she's really scared of what's going on around her, that her whole, you know, home is, you know, being demolished.
But the star of that scene,
and you see Hawkeye go in and he says, you know, everything that's going on, you know, madness is going on, and you know, I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. But when you step outside that door, you are an Avenger. And then he's saying, "Okay, nice talking with you, kiddo," and he just leaves.
In a lot of ways, he's the star of this movie, and I will defy you to like. All of us care a lot more about him than before.
He's the biggest character in the poster.
No. Even in Avengers, I liked him better than most of the characters because he is the one character that has no superpowers. He's just like even Natasha, comic book wise, she was enhanced. And technically, that's one thing they still haven't talked about, if she's still enhanced or not. Because technically, in the chronologically in the comic book, she is supposed to be around 80 years old when she's part of the Avengers around with Clint.
That's why you saw her in vintage clothing.
But Clint, he's just not inhuman or superhuman. He's human. Very, very good at what he does. Yes. Because that's the only thing he had when he was younger.
Yeah. I don't know. You and I remember Budapest very differently.
That's exactly the comment.
And I'm glad you brought up Natasha because I think her backstory, and I'm not sure if you two have seen Agent Carter all the way, but there are parts I remember seeing. I think we see the origins of the organization that takes to Natasha as a young girl in Agent Carter, and in that flashback scene that we see, I think it pretty much says the shit that she's seen. And talk about sterilizing her. Oh my god!
So one of my favorite scenes between the both was when they were going through the utter wreckage, and he's like saying, "I got it. I'll build the dining room," and he's like saying, "Nobody eats in the dining room," and then they were like just bickering like, you know, old friends. You know, I think that I ship their bro TP. Because the way that they interact and all that stuff. But yeah, she seen a lot of shit. You know, she has seen, you know, all the little valences between the both.
Their bro TP, how you call it, because technically that. It's because Clint has been the only one that has ever been there to lend her a shoulder to cry on when she needs it.
Yeah.
That had been the only person she had trusted a long time. And then the Avengers come in where she starts trusting them. I mean, in the Winter Soldier, Steve becomes one of her best friends. The one to understand her completely why she does what she does. Because Steve is a soldier. He doesn't have his hands clean of blood like any of the other characters.
Wait a minute, speaking of that, can we talk about the Hulk and Natasha?
Let's please do
ultimate
it.
ship.
Yes.
That was the ultimate ship. I mean, literally and figuratively. We did not miss our window, by the way. The sexual tension between them.
Never say never.
It was beautiful because if there was one person to understand what she goes through, not being able to like control her past, it would be freaking Bruce.
Oh, I know, right? I mean,
like Bruce, that like he like. In the beginning, he starts just as a genius that wants to do better. Oh. And ends up being this creature that he detests. That technically is not a bad creature at all.
Oh, by the way, little tidbit for you guys. You know that you know why they called the machine that controls Hulk was named Veronica, right?
Yes.
Because Hulk because in the comic book Archie Archie had a girlfriend named Betty. And he also had a side girl named Veronica,
They tried to depict the Betty Ross, his ex-girlfriend, and then Tony thought like, well, let's put Veronica. Why not? I love making jokes.
Yeah, leave it to Joss Whedon to give an Archie reference.
I think for me, and recapping the movie, one of my favorite scenes, obviously because I'm such a Steve Rogers fan, but my favorite flashback scene was obviously the callback to him and then seeing him and Peggy have that dance, that infamous dance that we've been wanting them to see.
My favorite scene with Steve? Language!
I love how...
You could see his face after he said that he knew
my God. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? All the way to the end.
I love how the first line of the movie is literally shit.
Yeah. But I want to say this about that, when I was saying about that flashback scene, I think for me... And then seeing the visuality of that. And then when you see at the end of the movie, when Tony asks him, are you okay about the things that he went through? And it's like, you can tell that Cap is finally accepting that he's not the same person as he was when he first went into the ice. And that visualization of him dancing with Peggy in complete silence and then it all going away and then him alone in that ballroom just... shows how he is.
Looking back, because the greatest fear that he has is, not, war ever coming to an end, and all that stuff. It's him literally feeling alone.
Mm-hmm.
He finally realized that technically he's not going to be alone all his life how he thought he was going to be. He finally realized, well, I have the Avengers. I have my friends, new ones, even though they're not the same ones I went when I went into the ice. They're still good. They still understand what I'm going through. They know how it feels to be alone.
And let's not forget that two exchanges between Tony and Steve that are just memorable.
That set us up. Come on.
Yes, I mean the wood chopping scene.
Listen, don't get into my side. That's my wood.
But I think what's also cute to remember is also while they're preparing for the third act, when Cap gives everybody orders. And then when he says, we don't have to worry about beating him, it's whether if he's right. And that look that Tony gives him, that says a lot about what's coming in the MCU. Whether he's right.
I can't wait.
Whether it's right about if we're the disease.
Yeah.
To me,
because if you think about it, we didn't come first. The planet came first. So
all these things have happened.
All this thing has happened. And we're talking about
even the Vision.
Even the Vision said
declares we're doomed. Yeah.
But as he sees it's like it might take centuries for that to happen.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, but after all, Vision was born yesterday.
Talking about the Vision, guys.
I know.
The hammer scene.
Oh yeah!
Oh my goodness, that is my favorite. It's like, I know you guys must not would not trust me. It's like, but right now we have a mission. We have things to do. So let's go. And he gets the hammer.
Everybody's utter shock on their face.
In the audience too.
I yelled. I was applauding, yelling, whistling, everything. There is for a fan to do.
You know what? You two need to see the movie together. I would just imagine you in a crowded theater.
Oh my goodness, don't. No. I talk during the movie because I find little tidbits here and there that I love.
I know.
It'll be the end of the world as we know it. But I'm more excited for Civil War more than Ant-Man. Ant-Man looks like a really good movie, don't get me wrong.
I agree.
But I think that is one of the key factors in going into this, the benefaction of this whole thing. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna go with Doctor Who. So don't click away.
Tonight, I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive. In the world, I'll turn it inside.
And we're back, folks. Now we are gonna go into the time warp and discuss one of our favorite TV shows of all time, Doctor Who. Quite recently, we just, a couple of months ago recently, but still, nevertheless, we finished Doctor Who Series 8 and Peter Capaldi's first season, and a lot of things happened. You know, also, mind you, this is going to be a spoiler-filled conversation, so you've been warned. So we went inside a Dalek. We fought the Cybermen. We got reintroduced to the Master again. It's
Mistress
Missy. Say something nice. But I think that this has been a really good season. What do you guys think of the season so far? Highlights, favorite episodes, go.
Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to... I mean, I'm an avid Doctor Who fan. I'm more new Who than the old Who, so sorry for those that like the classic. I like it, but I just couldn't get into watching it.
Yeah.
But, like, this season was just... They show how he matured. It was just beautifully done. He actually, now he accepted that he has done bad things. That he, even though he wanted to be a good guy, he has done things in order to do the good that it needs to be done. And that's how he shows as he regenerated. That's usually the mental... What happens in his head, how he portrays his persona to be, is how he regenerates. At least that's what I think.
I mean, he's no longer the hero, but more of the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, sorry for that. We had a little hiccup in the malware, but we are back. You know, it's just a bunch of wibbly wobbly.
Timey-wimey stuff!
Exactly. So, alright. So, I love the fact that he is not the hero anymore, but more of the anti-hero. He's more conniving, and he'll do anything to get the job done. That's what I like about what he's doing so far. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
There's so many good things I can say about him. It's just the character.
Yeah, season 8, though.
Yes, it was just too good. They don't show him as a hero, but he's not a villain either. He's showing the true side of what Theta is.
I think his characteristics mirrors the first Doctor. I mean, because now that it's a new regeneration cycle, I mean, there's a whole new different 12 Doctors out there. I mean, because William Hartnell was like that. He was conniving. He was, and all that stuff. I mean, he lied because the TARDIS ran out of mercury, but only it was just because of his curiosity that they went into the Dalek planet. I mean, that's the only reason why he made his companions go outside of the thing when he knew it was dangerous. I mean, he is beyond conniving and he's curious, but in a twisted way,
Like most of us are.
Exactly.
It's just that curiosity that drives us, even though we know it's wrong, that something bad's going to happen if we do that. It's just the way the mind works. Curiosity, trying to know everything we can in the fastest time possible. That's how it is.
Curiosity killed the cat,
But satisfaction brought it back.
Exactly.
That's how the whole saying goes.
But I think that Peter Capaldi is by far a really good Doctor. He's like one of the greatest, And let's talk about his companion, like the way that he is with her.
How they...
Jenna Coleman and Peter Capaldi's chemistry.
Clara's theme is one of the best themes I've ever heard. I love her theme. I mean, for me personally, I did not like Clara's presence immediately following the exit of Amy and Rory because I thought that was too bit abrupt, and I've been very explicit that I wanted to cut that bitch. I mean, at that point. But I will have to say, kind of like Michonne on The Walking Dead, because I hated her when I first saw her, kind of like how that turned me around. I feel like Clara at this point has become easily one of my favorite companions because just how she pushes the Doctor to be a better person, how she challenges him.
I think a lot of people, the reason why they hate Clara is because Amy and Rory had been such a good pair of companions for the 11th Doctor for so long that too many fans love them. Mm-hmm. And when Clara comes in and they leave, she doesn't know anything. She doesn't like the Doctor. She thinks he's a creeper. But as it goes, like in the first episode when she comes in, she is just, I'm gonna say it's magical. I really like how she treats the Doctor, but she still goes along.
One of my favorite lines from season 8 was when she said, "I'll slap you so hard you'll regenerate." I love that line.
Yeah.
Because it shows that she is willing to discipline the Doctor.
But yeah, I mean,
necessary.
one of my favorite scenes, not only of that season, but of the whole series, was that epic confrontation between, I think it was both of them. First, at the end of that episode where they had those creepy crawlers on the moon, where Clara confronted the Doctor and like took him to town on that. But then the other time when she threatened to take the TARDIS keys and throw them in the volcano, that was just dramatic to the 10th degree.
Yeah.
That was something we hadn't seen from a companion and a Doctor in the series before, just being that visceral.
But like, we also have to think, she's the impossible girl.
Yes.
She literally threw herself into his timeline just to help him. She let herself be torn apart in a million of pieces just so she could help the Doctor. Not because she saw him as a lover, but because she cared deeply for him.
To me, I think that it's great how they interacted. I mean, because it's not the conventional, doctor companion relationship like all the other relationships out there with, because it wasn't really romantic.
The only one that came close to what I think from the previous companions to what the Doctor and Clara are like are Donna and the 10th Doctor.
Yeah,
those are the closest I see, and like, cause Donna did like. She didn't say yes at the first time they met. Yeah. It's a whole year after, well, for her anyways, after she met the Doctor.
She had to let the Doctor absorb, in her memory.
Her personality.
Yeah, literally.
It's just, the way she portrayed the character, both for Clara and for Donna, those two characters are so alike, but yet so different. It's just too, I'm going to say it again, beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. To me, my favorite season so far is season 8. Okay, let's talk about the second episode after a deep breath, Into the Dalek. I love the part where Into the Dalek, you see the Dalek confront the Doctor, and he said, "You would be a good Dalek." That
tells you right there how conflicted as a character he is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We finally get some depth into how he feels. We rarely got that. Like, 9th showed it, but very vague.
I mean,
10th till Donna died, and 11th. Well, he loves making a mess of things.
11 was zany. 11 was very zany and very quirky and very Josh Heron.
Exactly. We rarely got to see the deep conflict he had with himself. And 12 showed it. It was just too. It made him more. It gave him more human characteristics. I'm gonna say. It makes him more likable. Even
Stetsons are cool. I'm sorry, I just had to.
Yeah. Oh, we have Doctor Who playing right here. Oh, River.
Spoilers, guys. Spoilers.
River's a badass. And the Christmas special last Christmas. What did we think about that? I know that you have mixed feelings on that episode.
I didn't care too much for it. That's all I'll say.
I thought that it was a great way to show how the Doctor will feel after
Clara's gone.
Clara would be gone.
You have a prediction that that's going to be pretty soon, isn't it?
Yes, I think that she's probably mid-season. She's gonna disappear, and she's just gonna be there for like half the.
Are you telling me that I have to prepare myself another Amy and Rory fiasco again?
But no, the reason I see this is the new companion is gonna come in at the beginning, the first episode, and she's gonna be along. Like, she needs to leave. She knows that if she doesn't leave, the Doctor will never grow more than he needs to grow.
I guess we're in that topic now about discussing Clara's future.
Okay, final thoughts on a Series 8. What do we think about before we go into Jenna Coleman? What did you think about Missy as the Master?
It was beautiful. We finally get to see the Master, and we finally get to see that the Doctor, the Time Lord, can regenerate as a female.
Yeah.
And that
I want to see that. I want the next Doctor to be female.
The reveal that she was the Master was
it was a dead giveaway, though.
Yeah.
It was so.
I thought so. Yeah, that it was just for me. It was a surprise. I was.
Okay.
It was a dead giveaway.
Oh
though.
my god,
Missy, the way she just kept going after people that tend to die every time the Doctor appears, because that's what happens. The Doctor tries to save everybody. That doesn't happen.
Who is the better Master, John Sim or Michelle Gomez?
They're both really good. They both showed a different personality. One shows his coming back as the Master.
Yeah.
And it just shows that, like, I want to just play with you. That's what he says. But, like, in her personality for the Mistress, she's just like, I just want to make you crumble. I want to destroy who you are. That is the difference of both characters.
She's
both
very
masters.
sadistic.
Yeah, because she knows. She knows the Doctor. She knows Theta. She knows how he is.
Yeah.
She knows how to hurt him the most.
And that when she told them that, oh, I know where Gallifrey is.
She knew it was gonna hurt him the most. Because if we bring like that part, we know that the Gallifrey's not gone.
Yeah.
Because of the 50th anniversary special. Yeah. But like, remember, he had to erase that part of his memory because it had to be gone.
Yeah, in order for him to save Gallifrey, they had to erase his memory.
So he doesn't know for sure. Gallifrey is okay, that the Time Lords are still trying to communicate, but...
It's just we don't know where it is, though.
Exactly.
Okay, I hate to interrupt, but this will actually help us out toward the first segment. Breaking news, this just happened right now. No surprise to anybody, Age of Ultron has just made $1 billion at the box office.
Yeah!
Right there. To no one's surprise, right?
I see Joss Whedon jumping into a pile of money like Scrooge does in DuckTales.
But I mean, going back into season 8, I think
Whedon,
as a whole, it was a very ambitious season because they kind of did a different approach where they did away with 2-parters and they were playing on a lot of dark tones. But for me, I think my favorite episodes definitely had to be, first of all, it was hilarious just watching that episode with the miniature TARDIS.
Flatline. That was a brilliant episode. And then,
listen, that's my favorite episode of the
that
season.
is...
Really? Because not only do we get to see, like, Danny's, past, why he chose to be who he is, we get to see, like, her compassion of how much she loves the Doctor when she figures out that it's him.
I love...
It's just... It's mind-blowing. It reaches your heart. Like, she loves him not like a sister, not like a lover. She loves just the idea of him being with her.
Yeah.
It's like a motherly love that he never had.
My favorite episode of all time...
Well, wait, The Caretaker. We can't...
The
Caretaker
she's my character.
is in my top 2
that
that
season.
The Caretaker, what was the name of that episode? The miniature TARDIS?
The Flatline.
And then, of course, another one you're going to mention. That one's also my number 1 of the season.
What? Listen.
Listen was... It was just like... That she's the one that created that nightmare. I mean, we all, at one point in our lives, had experienced that at least once.
So, literally...
That opening monologue, dude.
Listen.
Here we go.
But to me, my all-time favorite Doctor Who episode of all time is Listen, because just the way it is, it's so classic Doctor Who, and it also screams, the essence of New Who, and it's just all that stuff that combines it all together is just mind-blowingly, amazing. And I'm gonna stick with Listen through thick and thin as my favorite episode of all that stuff. Now. We're going to go on to another tangent here. When do we expect Clara Oswald to leave?
I want to say, I think... I think one of two things will happen. This will either be her final season, or she's going to stick around with the whole Peter Capaldi run, because simply put, that dynamic
The chemistry
cannot be
is too good.
recreated. It is. It's that great. I mean, for me, it is the best since Tennant and Rose and Tennant and Tyler. For me, anyway.
Rose?
Yeah.
I am sorry to say this, but I don't like Rose. I think she's one of the most useless companions he has ever had. And he had Nikki as a companion.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just the idea that Rose thought of him as hers. That's what bothers me.
Because she was too busy in the corner making googly eyes.
Exactly, to be any useful. At least, like, Donna and Jack and Mickey and
Everybody else used
everybody else.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
I see your point.
Martha was really good. And she was in love with him.
See, I see what you're saying, but I'm partial to her because she was part of my introduction. And that's why it's weird.
I understand. This is the same.
I mean, the first episode of New Who is
Rose.
Rose.
With Clara. I think she's going to go halfway through with this next season. Mostly because I think something's going to happen that she gets trapped, just like Rose did. She's too big at this moment, too big of a character. And we remember what happens when a companion gets too big in the series. Freaking Rose, she gets trapped in the alternate universe. Rory and Amy, the angels.
Oh, look at who's crying. Look
okay,
who's crying.
It's okay. We all understand.
They're right
River.
behind you. They're right freaking behind you. And then, like, you trying to say that?
Rory.
River. Let's not forget River. She becomes such a loved character. And what happened to her? So, like, Clara, she's gonna reach her point at this, I think, next season, halfway through, but there's gonna be a new companion where she gets introduced, at least first, second episode, that Clara is gonna like, and the Doctor at least is gonna have some sorta, I kinda like you, so let's go kind of thought.
Okay, what do you think? Do you think she's gonna stick around throughout Peter Capaldi's run, or do you think that she's gonna,
I want her to stick around through the entire run. And I'm going to say, odds are this is her last run. Because
they love destroying our hearts when we love a character.
Yeah.
So it's most likely she goes. It's sad to say, because I love her sassiness. I love how the TARDIS loves her. I love how she could probably manipulate the TARDIS into going where she wants to go. But that's just how she is.
Like the line what Missy said in a season 8 is when she said to the Doctor, you know, not the Doctor, to Clara, she said he'll go to hell if you asked him to. You know, and that's just the root. I mean, he gives no shits to anybody in the human race whatsoever except for Clara. All the rest of the people...
like, as 11, how many years, centuries he spent looking for her again?
Yeah. And so, you know, everybody, like he said in the last Christmas special, he said, I was only doing it for Clara. All the rest of you just got lucky. You know, because that's the only one he's looking out for at this point, Clara. And that's his motivation and all that stuff.
I think, from what you've told me, Series 9, I think they're really going to up their game. And if they bring River back, which they better, I need to see her again.
I want to see an episode where River and Jack are in the same... Because you remember, Jack, technically, if there has to be an episode at least with Jack and River meet, because it's a must. They will be innuendos everywhere, left, right, center, up and down, everywhere.
We need to bring back Rory just to have the OTP come true.
Yes.
I think that according to Stephen Moffat, the season 9 is going to have a lot more two-parter episodes.
Yeah, which I'm excited about.
More
of a classic feel to it.
Which will make more, not just a classic feel, but a more congruent storyline throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Which some people feel was missing. Let's not be here. I mean, we all genuinely liked it, some more than others, but there was a lot of criticisms about this season. Like we also have a fellow Whovian in our midst, Josh Heron, who's a good friend of ours, who likes it, but from his critical point of view, he doesn't. He said it wasn't a good season. Though he likes it, he didn't think it was a good season.
The episodes were really brief, I'm gonna say, and they managed to resolve it in one episode, which in previous series
It would take like more than one episode to
sometimes as well. And it makes no sense because usually the last episode of every season at least had a two-parter, and that was what made him really good.
Yeah.
To me, I compare season 8 to Matt Smith's first season as the Doctor, because it had kind of had a congruent storyline with the crack in the wall.
Yeah.
That was the key element, but with season 8, it was Missy and Heaven and all that stuff. That was the crack in the wall in season 8. But all of the episodes up until the last 2 episodes were 2-parters. You know, I mean, we only had solid storylines up until the last episode.
The point of an introductory season is to give us as much time with that actor's Doctor as possible.
Exactly.
Get to know him. Then, when it comes to the follow-up season, then we can get into the juicier storylines.
Oh, don't remind me. It was just so good. The way he portrayed the Doctor. I thought it was beautiful. Is mind-blowing.
Now that we're talking about Time Lords, who is our favorite Doctor?
I'll start. I'm gonna go say it. 9th is the best Doctor because he is like the cheery Doctor. Has always been the cheery Doctor. But you have to remember that's like the regeneration right after the Time War.
Yeah.
So he goes from really cheery to I could kill you at this second and won't feel remorse. He's
essentially a war veteran.
Exactly, and that's what is mind-blowing about that character, about that Doctor, that he wants to do so much good, and he does, but sometimes he knows he's not going to be able to save it, and it's the only season to ever have 2-parter episodes that no one dies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, come on, Jack comes in, and how, like, he's the only Doctor to flirt with Jack back. And, like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It showed depth to his character that he doesn't really care about the sexuality about the character.
Yeah.
About the Doctor. The Doctor is an alien, so we don't know for sure.
I love his last line in the whole entire season when he said,
"So were you,
Rose? I have to say you were absolutely fantastic, and you know what? So was I." And then he just, and then and then Tennant came and he's like saying, "Oh, that's right, Barcelona." And then it's
like, there's dogs with no nose. How many times can you say, I want to take you to so many places. Barcelona. It's just the way he says goodbye. It's not a complete goodbye. It's more a, you won't see this face anymore.
Yeah.
You won't see this personality. You won't see me. The me that loves you how you are. Again.
I think Christopher Eccleston was a fantastic Doctor. No pun intended.
He was just fantastic. Okay.
To me, it was a little off-putting and all that stuff when he refused to partake in the 50th anniversary. Because I would love to see Eccleston, Smith, and Tennant interact with each other.
It was so beautiful. Oh god, that was like I wanted him to be there.
And I
could just imagine he would be with like 8.5, the Dr. Nobel mentions, right there saying, it's like, are they for serious? Like, are they serious doing this? Mm-hmm. Seriously. And
that would be the first time that you see a 3-Doctor special since the 5 Doctors. When you had a 5, 4, 3, and 2, and then and 1, and they were all together and they all interacted with each other. That was that would have been fantastic, you know, just seeing that. It would have been. Alexis, who is your favorite Doctor?
You see, just to provide a little bit of background, when I watched the series, and keep in mind I watched this in 3 weeks, all of these seasons.
3 Doctors in 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, technically 4. Eccleston.
That's weak. I watched it in less than that.
Well, technically speaking, 5.
Oh. And for the longest time, I struggled between Smith and Tennant because I think for me, Smith brings an innocence and a level of fun to it that I've seen no one else do. But looking back on whose run I enjoyed the most, and what do I think the best episodes came from, and who had the most fun with it, and brought the level of the Doctor to just a whole other dimension for me. I think David Tennant is just amazing.
I think, because a lot of people claim Tom Baker as the best Doctor. You know, the guy with the scarf.
Yes.
You know, and all that stuff. And I've seen episodes. I'm like halfway done with his run. I think him and Tennant bring a whole new level to the Doctor.
They kind of show the vindictive side of the Doctor.
Yeah,
and it's so off-putting sometimes that you see the Doctor. He's always trying to do good for humanity, trying to save people,
but you never know what he's thinking.
Exactly. It isn't until 12 that we figure out that it's not that I'm good. It's just that I'm trying to be good.
Yeah, he's trying hard. Mm-hmm. I think he was.
And that is what a lot of fans kind of forget. He's not a good character. He is just a character that's trying to be good.
He was throughout his run. I think he was. I think he was the hardest working Doctor. I think he was the hardest working Tennant.
Not only that, I mean, he also brings into consideration that the struggle of it, like losing people. He's the one that lost.
He lost the most companions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He lost Rose in the beginning. He lost Jack
Martha.
in the beginning. First, I think he lost Jack.
Yeah.
Then Rose and Mickey. Mickey decided to stay away, not because he hated the Doctor,
Mickey
but
the idiot.
he was the one male character that respected the Doctor more than anything. He respected him so much, and so did the Doctor. One of the few male characters that he had that he actually likes, even though he keeps insulting him all the time.
Yeah. I think for me, and then my favorite season is season 4. That was just so emotionally draining, but I mean,
I don't want to go.
I don't want to.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry
go.
right now. That I don't want to go is one of the most.
It just brought back the hurt from Donna leaving. It was just. She has been one of the best female companions next to Clara, because she's looking out for him, trying to make him understand that it's okay to be weak. It's okay to lose people and cry.
It destroyed me when Donna's memories were taken away from her.
Yeah.
It was. I was like, don't do this, please don't do this.
Speaking of which, have fun with the Shield finale.
No.
Don't say shit, man. Don't say shit. Okay.
Oh boy.
My favorite Doctor is without a doubt Peter Capaldi, because
Really? You don't say. I mean, just look at you.
To me, my favorite Doctor is Peter Capaldi, because he is his thought process, the way he is, the way he I relate to him the most, you know, and that his character is more relatable. I mean, because
he has the most human characteristics out of all of them, personality wise, how he's like, I can complain. I can say certain things that the previous Doctors never
He's so
dared.
straight up. I love that his catchphrase is just "shut up."
He said, shut up. Shut up.
Do it like.
I love the line.
Shut up.
I love the line when he was like when he said
Don't be lasagna.
Don't be lasagna. I love the line when he was like saying, I am Scottish. I am Scottish. I could complain about things. I could really complain about things. And then he was like talking about.
That was beautiful, by the way. That was just beautiful.
He's been practicing. Yeah.
Listen. Question. Why do we talk aloud when we know no one can hear us?
So I think it's clear to everyone that we're going to be watching BBC America this summer.
Yes! August, baby! August! I'm just... August.
You got us started, so it's your fault.
I know.
Okay, that was enough of wibbly wobbly timey-wimey things. And why are you pointing your sonic screwdrivers like that? They're not water pistols.
Well, dude, other than that, I mean, with 12, we finally get to the screwdriver finally does wood.
Yeah,
that was like, it does wood now, but then we kind of remember. Oh wait, the special.
Okay, honorable mention. Let's talk about let's talk about John Hurt as the War Doctor. I think he was.
He did really good. We get to see like the decisions he had to make in order to save people.
Yeah,
it was really well portrayed. I love how they brought back the Bat Wolf.
Yeah, Bad Wolf. That was amazing. Just seeing Billy Piper again.
Blystrug there. I couldn't remember.
Wolf.
A lot of people were upset that David Tennant and Billy Piper did not really interact in the 50th
It's because
anniversary.
she's not supposed to interact with him. Because it's not Rose.
Yeah.
She Blystrug is literally the TARDIS in the Rose form. Kind of
He
like
doesn't even know Rose yet at that point, right?
No, he knows Rose.
it's
yeah.
after.
I forget.
It's completely after.
It is completely. I think it is post. I think it's. I think that 10th Doctor
post-Donna.
was post Donna.
Is the time, yes, before he goes to the
What?
the planet to Mars.
Let's just end it there.
What? Before he becomes the Time Lord Victorious.
Yeah. Oh, Queen Elizabeth.
Okay.
Oh God, that was beautiful.
All right. That's enough wibbly wobbly timey wimey until a later time. We'll come back with the news, so don't click anything.
Hello, Red Spotters. Here is the news.
What's happening, hot stuff?
Muppets is coming back to primetime. Can't wait for that. They haven't been on air for a full-length show in 15 years, guys. 15 years. That's just history right there. Also, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, and Once Upon a Time have been renewed for another season in their run. Did you happen to have a chance to watch the season finale of Once Upon a Time?
The new one for the season 5?
Yeah.
I have
no, season 4.
Season 4 for Once Upon a Time, I watched completely. For the villains to have their own season next.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
What was the
Season
last-
4. The last one I saw was with the... what's it called? For Once Upon a Time was with Frozen. The Frozen character.
See, she hasn't seen the new ones because
No,
Oh,
that
you
would be
haven't
season
seen the
5.
second half.
The second half. Oh, the second half.
Yes.
Right? No, I have not been able to. I've had so many things to do lately that anything that.
Well, here's a little taste. It has
Okay.
been reviewed as one of the best of the series. The season
Oh,
finale.
It is-
goodness.
it is-
And
I
it
have
is.
to watch
It
it.
is series changing. Series changing.
Rumple.
So-
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh,
Like Rumple.
Rumple,
you devil.
Oh my god.
you mean DeVille?
So
okay.
maybe, I don't want to go into too much spoiler with Once Upon a Time, but as a chance to just recap the season, I thought overall, for me, if you really liked Frozen, you're gonna love this next half because this.
I mean, villains as the main characters.
Oh, yes, finally.
It had to happen. Especially
like-
with a show that is.
Oh, and a villain will be the next main character. Let's just be.
It's House of Mouse meets Once Upon a Time. Okay.
And it feels like, honestly, and Kyle said it perfectly. The pace is great, but it has a season 1 feel to it. The second half.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's
All
not
right.
magical.
All right. Now
I love the first season. It
the
was-
next little bit that we're gonna talk about is Haley Atwell, and she's gonna her show Agent Carter has been renewed for a second season, and I watched the first 4 episodes of Agent Carter, and I love the chemistry between her and Jarvis, and her and Stark Senior, Howard Stark.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You're like, bitch, please, it's Howard.
After they left Steve, they had to go for fondue.
Yeah. I love
Speechless? It left
yeah.
speechless.
It's great.
I think as the only one who's finished Agent Carter, I think it's great because look, Peggy Carter I think that's a great concept for a show because I know CBS, they just announced they're going to do Supergirl, but aside from that, it hasn't even started yet. But Peggy Carter, Agent Carter is...
She's a great female
Yeah, but it's
lead.
the first of its kind because we finally have a female-led superhero something. You know? Just something on TV
Us
or
girls
movies.
finally have someone we've always looked up
And-
for,
and
you know?
Girl power, you know?
And what
But she has
badass
no
it is.
superpowers.
And
Dude, she's just a badass.
And I think in essence, both Carter and Daredevil have improved upon because the first season of S.H.I.E.L.D. it was still finding itself. Carter, it knows what it is. It is just fun. It's a time period piece, and it's just great. And I can't wait for. And I'm so happy that she's back.
Question for you:
the dinner scene with all the gals.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. I mean,
I
I haven't gone all the way to that point, but spoilers in Tumblr all the time.
I know.
And but it's things I like about Tumblr. It makes you want to look up for it.
Is Jed Whedon the showrunner for
not Carter?
Carter?
No, only S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, now speaking of S.H.I.E.L.D., it has been renewed for a third season.
God.
More Chloe.
You know, as someone who has watched this show from the very beginning and has seen it morph into such a different show, what I love most about S.H.I.E.L.D. is that the writers find some way to blow it up and make it a different show. I have to say, you've seen half of the seasons too.
Yeah.
It blows up like twice. And then when it comes to season 3, it's a completely different show.
It is.
No. It's different this season, but it will be in season 3 different than you can possibly imagine.
It won't be the S.H.I.E.L.D. that I knew.
I can't say.
Oh, dang.
I can't speak to that.
Okay.
Damn
and
you.
just
Now I really need to watch it.
You need to watch
it.
God.
It's on Netflix.
A minor
No,
note.
I have to now.
A minor note. Stephen King was confirmed that he is going to be writing a episode for The Walking Dead.
Oh.
So that is going to be amazing. Just seeing the great writing legend.
You know, I think
Stephen King.
we're comparing. I think we're getting off really good seasons, and even Doctor Who, as we were talking about, Doctor Who, Once Upon a Time, S.H.I.E.L.D., Carter, even Dead. It is looking to be a great TV season come summer and fall with all of these great shows coming. And
we
Fear
truly,
the Walking Dead, you know,
we truly are living in the golden age of television.
Yeah.
Also, to conclude the thing from our last podcast, the full cast list for Beauty and the Beast has been announced. Now, I'm going to do a run through of who's going to play playing who. The main cast list. I'm not going to talk about extras in which they were smudged in here. But I'm going to
love the way he puts it.
You know, if you were reading the play that you and I participated, we would be the extras, and we would not be involved.
They'll be the
in
smudged
that.
extras.
Yeah. Okay. Now, of course, we have the fabulous Emma Watson playing Belle. We have Luke Evans playing Gaston. We have Ewan McGregor as Lumiere. We have Dan Stevens playing Beast. We have Ian McKellen, You Shall Not Pass, as Cogsworth. We have Josh Gad as LeFou. We have Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts. And we have Kevin Kline as Maurice. Okay, what do you think about that cast list? Well-rounded, don't you think?
Whoever casted this movie should be in charge of casting every single movie that ever gets made from now on. I mean, what else can I say? I've watched podcasts and I've heard podcasts and watched YouTubers that have said this is the absolute best casted movie ever, and I am so excited.
I can't wait to see Emma Watson to portray a fairy tale character.
And the fact that it's a musical.
Not just that, yeah, they're incorporating music, and not just that, but it's going to be helmed by Alan Menken himself.
Oh God!
Oh,
damn! It's something to look forward to.
I mean, Alan Menken back at the helm. I think that right there is just gold in itself. That, and also he's going to be writing some original work. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, probably.
Am I not mistaken, Alexis? Yeah. So he's going to be writing original work. Not just that, but they're going to also incorporate all the original songs from the original movie.
Because it is like animated movie, so iconic and so beautiful to watch all the time. The story itself is beautiful. Not to watch it like in real life.
And Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So just seeing it come together right now. Oh, look at him. He pulls out his Diamond Collection, Beauty and the Beast Blu-ray.
For the Diamond Celebration at Disneyland this year, which we'll be discussing at a future podcast. I
Yeah.
can't wait to talk about that.
But
All things Disney.
This has been a well-rounded. My God, Kat, you were fantastic.
Can we say hashtag best podcast ever?
Yeah, I have to say so.
You just did.
Kat, you were absolutely fantastic.
You're making me blush.
How
Good,
would you
you're really
love to be a regular on this podcast?
You're leaving me speechless. I would love to. This is probably the most fun I've had in quite a while. And it's just talking about things I love watching, that I love talking about.
And of course, this podcast is for those exact people who love hearing about this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And talking about it.
All of our red
let's
spotters.
not forget, I like correcting people about
Congratulations, you're a red spotter now.
You are now a full-fledged red spotter now. Congratulations, Kat. How does it feel? How does it feel?
It makes me feel good, you know, like talking with people about like things that I love geeking out about, and I'm proud to say that I love geeking out about it too.
We all love geeking out about things.
By the look of this room, you've come to the right place. I mean,
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our podcast. Very much thanks to Kat and her contribution. This has been, without a doubt, the most flowing podcast that I had. Best podcast yet. Alexis, nice having you on the podcast as well.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Julio, any final words?
No.
Oh boy, are you sure?
Oxford's not brogues.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Oxford's
dude,
no
don't
roads.
not get us started about Kingsman.
It's most like manners make it man.
Manners make us money.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing before we go is if you guys have been continually listening, I think we're getting better and we're getting better, and keep listening, because I think what we have in store in the future, especially with the three of us coming back, it's going to be a great dynamic. Kyle,
I'm looking forward to it, guys.
Yes.
I think okay, guys. We're gonna take off now. We're gonna go and stuff our face with wood fire pizza, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.